How's it going, everybody? This is episode 45 of the Ready Game Fire podcast. But it was recorded about 2 months ago. The reason why you're hearing it so late is because it was stored on a Seagate, that name again is Seagate, hard drive which failed, and it took me a couple of months to save up to pay for the astronomical costs for data recovery. So again, blame Seagate, not me. We'll be back with regular scheduled RGF programming in a couple of days with reactions to the Xbox reveal and a pre-E3 extravaganza. But for now, even though it's a little late, enjoy episode 45 of the Ready Game Fire podcast. He goes, your hair's quite long, Kye. You look a bit like my girlfriend.
Just
take that as a compliment.
yeah, thanks. She's
boss.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Mark.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome to episode 45 of the Ready Game Fire podcast. I'm your host, Chris Fox, and I hope you are too. Here with me today are... Here in the room are... Back once again with the same curly hair, the same bad attitude, and the same moist loins for Gears of War. It's the ironically named Endearing, Nick Deering.
hello.
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Hello.
Pretty good. Hello.
Did you see the Partridge movie trailer?
Alpha Papa.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's good. Look good.
Quite a funny trailer.
I didn't realise the trailer was out.
Yeah.
It's not a trailer, it's a teaser.
It's a
None
teaser.
of that's in the film, is it?
It's a teaser, but it's good. It's quite...
Teaser trailer.
Also here in the room, I see Kye Connolly has arrived on time and is really smartly dressed. Said absolutely no one ever. It's Kye Connolly!
Hello.
I must point out Kye was the first one here and he was actually early today, so good work on ruining that particular...
And I'm wearing a suit.
Yeah, well, he's not, but I imagine that's what you would wear to your wedding.
Yeah.
What hoodie is it today?
That's what I did wear to my
What
wedding.
is it today?
It's number 2, hoodie number 2.
Transformers!
Yes.
Robots on
What's the
Kye.
The Marvel Civil War one, which I had to retire because I broke the zipper.
What?
Yeah.
So now you've only got one jumper.
I've got another one which doesn't
Fit.
have a good zipper, but it's comfy, so I like it.
Night of the
Dawn
Living
of
Dead.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. And finally, he's not been on the show for a while, but he's remained a key member of the RGF stable. And that is a direct reference to you claiming that you weren't posh and revealing that your schools had stables in the same sentence. It's Mark Dallamore!
Good evening.
That happened.
They
though.
don't have stables.
Do you remember that? Well, then you were lying.
I was saying they didn't have stables. I wasn't saying they do have stables.
No, you took double horse before games on a Thursday.
Split roast, sure.
What? Anyway, that's and that's who's here in the room today for podcast number 45. Everybody's feeling great, aren't they?
45.
Yeah, ecstatic.
Yeah.
45. Yeah, but
What are
over,
you going to do for 50th? Holiday?
I think it's like I think Mike had an idea for it, and I'll go over that with you guys off air because don't want to blow that load now, do we? So, but obviously, like it's going to be huge. It's going to be like massive.
You should do it
The
for
internet.
Like another country.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Top marks for that. No. By the way, endearing was like a possible feature idea.
Ah, right. Okay.
Like what game company has endeared themselves to you over the week?
Oof.
Has
I'm
any?
not going to do marks out of 10.
Well, do you want to?
7.
For what?
Anything. Give me a game.
Yeah.
In general,
Give me a game.
Just 7.
God of War, the new one.
6.
And played it?
No.
No. Okay.
But I've read other reviews.
Well, we'll work on that. Okay, so you've read other reviews and you've made like an average
that
score.
could be it. I could review it off other people's reviews and just,
See if you agree with them, even though you haven't played the game.
All right, I
I've
like
got
it.
it though. I've got it. I need to go and play it. We played the multiplayer year game, didn't we?
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it's been a bit.
I've heard that's a lot better than the single player.
It's been criticised for being just more of the same, but if you're a God of War fan, you probably like that. Like Steve Edwards, I imagine, is going mental for that right
There's a
now.
lot of that now. Gears of War. All the same.
I thought that guy who stars in the game was a young Marcus Phoenix.
Bad.
But it turns out it's not, which just goes to show how diverse the Gears of War character roster really is.
Who really cares about the storyline in these games, though? You know,
Me.
Who really
Probably
cares?
you.
Gears of War
Probably
is all
you.
about the multiplayer.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Nick probably.
I'm
Doesn't he?
well into the extended universe.
I'll tell you who
Gears of
was
War.
Kent, who's no longer with us. He's moved to Australia,
Oh,
but
so
he
Kent-
read
Kent-
the extended universe
Oh, did he?
novels.
Oh,
Who's Kent?
excellent.
Kent Sobey.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, gone and forgotten. Yeah. So who's endeared themselves to you this week, Nick?
Signosis endeared themselves. to
They've
me.
ended. What do they do?
I was just playing Wipeout.
Yeah.
Playing Wipeout recently,
Sure.
yeah.
Well, may they rest in peace. Again, they're not. Again, like Kent,
Such
they're
a good
not.
game, man.
They're not dead.
I was playing.
Which version?
I was-
HD.
I got the DLC pack on the PS3. You know,
Fury.
Fury. Yeah,
I saw Fen was playing it.
yeah. It's good, man. It's still good, and of
course.
yeah, still great.
But there will be a Wipeout on PS4.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it'll made by some inferior developer,
Yeah.
which I'm worried about. Gay.
It's a shame. It's a shame that Signosis went.
Well, no. What the rumours was that the
They're old school as well. A lot of old games in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
yeah. Well, we went over this Discworld, wasn't it? Was one of theirs.
Really?
Is that Signosis? I don't think so.
I wouldn't have thought that was Signosis. I don't know.
Rings
though,
a
but-
bell.
I don't know if that was
So Signosis, a defunct company, have endeared themselves to Nick because he played one of their old games.
I haven't played many games for a good number of weeks now, to be honest.
I have.
I don't know why you keep asking me back on this program.
I've been playing a lot of indie games recently.
on this program.
It's a program.
What indie games have you been playing, Mark?
Sword of the Stars, The Pit,
Sounds good.
roguelike game, very good. It's
Hey,
£6.
After Steve Edwards went on and on and on about Thomas Was Alone on the Ready Game Fire 2012 awards, because Thomas was up for Best Character, he was on the Super Pixel Brothers quiz team at the pub quiz. So,
Yeah, yeah.
hello, Mike. I'm sure he's not listening to this.
Didn't it win a BAFTA for best voiceover for the narrator or something?
Oh yeah, it's narrated by Glasses. He's in Assassin's Creed. He's a presenter. He's a TV personality.
Chris Evans.
No,
Dennis Taylor.
no, and no. I saw a cement mixing truck drive past me earlier on, and they were called Jim Will Mix It.
Who did the voiceover?
I can't remember his
Nathan
name.
Drake.
He's an actor that's been in what?
No, he's a TV presenter. He's English. He wears glasses.
What shows?
He writes. He's got a column in Shortlist. I think the free
Danny
newspaper.
Wallace.
Danny Wallace. Yes.
Who's he?
Who's that?
He's Glasses. He's a TV
You got
personality.
confused there.
What did you guys think of the PlayStation 4 announcement, info,
I-
and everything that we've
I
learned
actually
about?
liked it, and as you know, I'm a Xbox
Yeah, you
player.
are.
And I have a sneaky feeling I'm going to be going to the PS4.
Yeah. Well, especially when Xbox go right now. If you thought Kinect was good, you now need to mount this Kinect behind you at the back of your living room and put this one on the ceiling, and that's just a no.
What's that?
Well, they're going super Kinect, aren't they, for the next round?
Yeah, but didn't they release the specs and it's only like 50 milliseconds quicker, which is still not good enough. It's still
Than what?
noticeable lag than what there is now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is this with the
Connect
Kinect
2.0.
sensor?
Yeah, because it's 170 ms now, which everyone knows. You can tell. Like even like another 60, I think it is. It's still going to be easily be able to tell, and it's still going to ruin. And it's just they're all going lounge, whereas I liked how PS4 were focusing on the game
Yeah.
and all this cool
Game
stuff.
focused, developer focused.
Just worried about the price. I mean, I think they might price like with the DDR5 RAM.
Yeah, and if it's really expensive and we don't get it before Christmas over here, then that's wasted, isn't it? Because Santa could obviously make our PlayStation 4s for us for
I think
Christmas.
it'll be my first
not me.
console bought day one ever.
Huh? Really?
My first day one purchase.
First day one.
Ooh, yeah, I've never done
Kye
day
said,
one.
"Not me." What does that mean?
They haven't been very good this year.
Just
so far,
oh, really?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
lots of crack.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's not necessarily. Is that being naughty? It's not being naughty or nice, is it? It's
what
just
I've
a,
been doing
it's
to
just
get
a
the money
habitual
for
drug
it-
habit.
What I've been doing to get the money for it's been pretty dark.
Very
Can you name one of them? Just one of them.
The horse.
anal.
Horse.
Yeah.
Horse anal.
Horse.
Did I tell you about that video that I watched that time? Anyway, we'll come back to that. Nick,
Yes.
were you like blown away by it?
I still really need to catch up with all the details. To be honest with you, I know it was a long time ago, but I tend to reserve judgment until games are announced. I'm not the kind of person who gets well excited about specs. Obviously, it's
Or
nice,
anything these days?
It's nice to know what the console's going to be capable of, but it doesn't mean jack shit unless you've got software on it, does it? So
Well,
I just think that they know that after seeing the Wii U and
Drive Club.
the 3DS, all these companies know that the launch lineup is so critical to
Definitely.
day one sales.
Exactly.
And I think PlayStation with all their first parties,
Why do they fuck it up every time then? Every single console.
not every single
Well,
console.
Perfect Dark Zero.
Well, this is Xbox you're talking about.
Well, I'm just listing some bad launch title games.
Yeah,
Don't know what was on the
It doesn't matter
PS.
if there's bad launch title games, as long as there's enough like good ones.
Well, that's the worry though.
It's
isn't
like, you know, Wii U not coming out with any. Was 3DS not coming out with any first party, or
Yeah,
Wii U? There's still no games for that.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Although, like, I do completely agree on the whole Kinect stuff, man. You know, like Kinect's not something which really excites me.
No.
But if it comes with it, like the new PlayStation camera thing will with the PlayStation 4, if it comes with it, then
if it comes with it, I'll probably set it up at some point. But,
Dance Central games are still great. I fired up 3 for the first time the other day, and they're still good.
You saw the
It's got Everybody by Backstreet's back in it, so.
the tech demo of all those lights that they're pumping out around, you know, the walls and stuff on the Xbox.
Oh, what is it called? Xbox.
At first I thought
Living
that
room
looks-
projector.
That is just really tacky, but actually I think that would be fucking cool in your house.
Yeah.
Like, if it works well, which it probably won't.
so, like, have any games been announced for the PS4 yet?
They
Knack.
showed off like Killzone, yeah.
Yeah, there's new Infamous, new Killzone, which obviously looked like out of this world.
But it's probably boring, like all the other Killzones.
Yeah.
Well, it looked more like Mass Effect than it did Killzone, but yeah,
Watch
I mean,
Dogs, that's gonna be launched.
Oh yeah, I've seen Watch Dogs. I mean, like going back to your Saturn and your Dreamcast and that, I'm sure some of those consoles, well, like in those particular console races, it's not necessarily the most powerful console or the best spec console, which is the best console to have, is it?
No,
So-
no, absolutely. I just think that
was with the SNES,
Oh,
the
yeah.
PlayStation
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
they're making. I mean, it's all,
and it should have been with the N64.
they say they're making it a
Stuck
lot more
with
open
cartridges.
and a lot. I think
Fucked
they'd
up.
just be a lot more open to like modding or online stuff than Microsoft, which is always just so closed and you know they're anal about shit.
Like PlayStations have been notoriously
Anal
difficult to
about
develop on,
shit.
though, haven't they? For
Yeah, but that's what they said. They made it big.
Forever.
It's now based on PC architecture, so they've said that it's going to be a lot easier to develop for.
Yeah, and then all your PC lot, they're all like sniggering on the internet going, oh, well done Sony, you finally realised PC architecture.
if we're talking,
So what, they tried something different with a different kind of crazy processor that no one could make games with, you know, so what? So what?
I think the problem is it will still be the issue where developers still making it on the Xbox and porting it over because
Yeah.
if 720 is less powerful, they're going to make it for that and then try and upscale it. Which
Yeah, but
never
it
works.
won't be a problem to port over now because it'll be
No,
the same
but
inside.
you're still not going to. You might not be able to use the extra power that the PlayStation has unless you're a first party developer.
I've always been more a fan of the Sony first party games though over stuff like Halo and Gears. So yeah. I mean, what's good is that Sony learned and they've gone, okay, we know our last console was really hard to develop for, but hey developers, what would you like us to do with our new console? And they all told them, and they all made it based on what all these developers and studios had said, which is
If only
really
they
cool.
changed the controller.
It is changed.
No, it's still. Why does it still look like that? Make it
What's
like
the
all the other
problem?
controllers.
What's the
PS
problem?
Yeah, the PS controller.
What's wrong with it?
It needs to be like I love
Bigger.
the Xbox controller. It needs to be
It
bigger.
is,
See,
but-
I love the PS2 controller.
but
That's
it's
still my favourite.
But the DualShock 4 is mid-distant between the original DualShock and an Xbox pad, so they've made it chunkier for people like you.
How is it
and
mid?
you're still not happy.
The trigger's
It's like
supposed to be
halfway
a
in
lot
between.
better. The trigger's
In what
supposed to be a lot
sense?
better.
It's chunkier
Okay, like
and more
weight,
substantial.
Weight-wise,
Yeah, it looks chunkier. It's more
haven't they?
substantial.
They've added a concave, like finish. to
Fix the triggers
sticks.
and the analog
They
sticks.
haven't
for peop-
fully fixed the trigger. The sticks, have they? Because like they're stood in the same position. But
That's not a
Exactly.
problem. That's not.
there is a
it
problem.
is. Why?
Your thumbs touch when you go like
Oh,
the left one
I-
goes fully right and the right one goes fully left. Your thumbs can touch.
Oh God, no!
Don't want that going
Oh
on.
shit! You don't want your thumbs to ever touch.
That is
Nick,
gay.
what happens when your thumbs touch?
Not when you're
You,
playing
like,
it like
miss
FPS
your
with the
headshot,
Wii,
don't you?
Well, then continue to play shooters on the Xbox.
Well,
then.
my
That's
question
alright, I've
is,
got
you know
small
the
hands, so it's
touchpad.
perfect for me.
But I mean, I'll agree that the Xbox pad, and I prefer the Xbox pad, and it is better for shooters. But I'd always play other games on my PS3, like beat 'em ups and platformers, because of the D-pad. That's
D-pad's better.
vastly
Yeah.
superior.
I play beat 'em ups on a stick. Isn't that right, Kye?
That's fucking right, mate.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about dropping 180 quid on a stick the other day, and I thought, wait a minute, this is
Where are you getting the
180
stick
quid.
from?
Well, you know what I mean. They're expensive.
Well, £40.
Well, what's the point in getting a cheap one if you're going to get one though?
You don't have to. What?
You don't have a £40 one, do you? How much was
Mine
your
cost
one?
me £20, I think.
Bullshit.
I had some vouchers though.
Well, how much did the vouchers make up for?
I think
100?
it was £80, but like
I'd love a stick.
that was in the immediate aftermath of Street Fighter 4, where everyone
Aftermath?
ramped their
Yeah, yeah.
prices up on sticks.
Well, I wanted to get one, and my birthday's coming up, so if you guys wanted to get me one, I would gladly accept it.
I'm being a bit cuntish though. I do agree that you play beat 'em up. If you don't have a stick, if you're not a proper beat 'em up player, if you're not that into it, you don't take them quite seriously enough, then you play it on a D-pad.
You also wanted to talk about the pub quiz where you're on a different team, didn't you? Do you want to bring that up now? Or?
Well, you just did, didn't you?
Nick was on a different pub quiz team and thought it was hilarious, and then he didn't. Well, he did come higher than us, but he still didn't win. So
winning's all that matters.
Yeah.
Came second by 1 point. It's cuntish.
And the other team were cheating.
They were cheating.
Yeah, the other team were cheating, and Dallamore tried his best to snitch on him, and they wouldn't listen.
Me and Dallamore. But I put my hand up and called the guy over, and then I told Dallamore to tell him. So if you like what you've heard so far, if you're an old school Ready Game Fire fan and you haven't rated us on iTunes, or you're a new fan and you haven't done that either, some of the ratings and the reviews have dropped off recently. There is actually a purpose to them. If you rate and review us on iTunes, might get us noticed. Help us get into the charts for Games and Hobbies, the Games and Hobbies category. Yeah, it takes 2 seconds as well, so 5-star us or whatever, and write a short review on iTunes. And if you want to get your no doubt hilarious and really, really, really clever thoughts onto this podcast, email us at contact@readygamefire.co.uk or get us on Twitter and Facebook. Obviously, it's Ready Game Fire at both. Follow us, like us, listen to us on YouTube and on utnsn.com. Oh, it's time for Chris's Wii U update. After watching that PlayStation conference and them saying everything's going to be instant, you press a button, you can play the game in the store before you've downloaded it. Having watched all that and then firing up my Wii U, and it takes 2.5 minutes to get out of some menus. Oh my god, it doesn't. It's not.
Is it still that bad? The
Dude,
Wii U,
it's
online
like I can't even. I mean, yeah, achievements. If it doesn't have it, it's not the end of the world. And I know Nintendo march to the beat of their own drum, but when they can't do the most basic of things, it doesn't even run as well as a 360 or PS3, which are, oh man, head in hands time.
I suppose, is it a case of Nintendo's usual core games don't really lend themselves to online play that much?
Netflix didn't even connect.
I mean, it just got reported they had the worst week out of any console ever.
NPD numbers revealed that in the month of January, 64,000 units,
which is worse than every month of the
sold.
Xbox and PS3,
and
Wii,
Wii,
it's only been out for
and Wii. So yeah,
It's that month the Wii outsold the Wii U.
No. The Wii, the Xbox, and the PS3 separately never had a month as bad as that.
Right,
so.
Right.
I mean,
I
know I've said before, I thought the GameCube, I was like, oh, maybe Nintendo are going to bow out the hardware thing, and I know people say that all the time, but this time this time it's genuinely worrying.
Well, after the 3DS and this, that's two misses.
Yeah, I think they're far too proud to bow out of the hardware thing.
3DS picked up. Well, here's the thing. 3DS picked up because 2 Mario games came out. As soon as 2 Mario games come out for the Wii U, it'll be saved again.
No, they have to drop the price then. They were just losing money.
Amazon dropped Amazon knocked 50 quid off both SKUs of the Wii U.
I just think the 3DS. I think they're going to go back to I reckon they get rid of 3D, and the next DS is just going to be.
Of course.
Should do, man.
Of course they will. Of course they will. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing to play on Wii U. The launch lineup was weak, and Rayman was cancelled, even though it was ready, because Ubisoft wanted to align the PS3, 360 and Wii U launches of that. So even though the Wii U one was ready to go and would have given the Wii U owners something to play at this point, because there's nothing to play for them right now. I mean, I fire up my Wii U to play virtual console games, because they're releasing SNES ones at the moment and they're 30p.
Nice.
For the first month when they come out. So F-Zero,
Sunset Riders and all that.
yeah, F-Zero and Balloon Fight have come out for 30p each. Played a lot of F-Zero. It's wicked. And it's Punch Out this week. So if you've got a Wii U, check that out, 30p.
But speaking of launch lineups, I know I remember the N64 was lambasted for having, I think, 3 titles when it came out, launch titles. But that was Mario 64, Pilot Wings,
Wave Race.
Oh, sorry, 4 then. Shadows of the Empire and Wave Race.
Yes.
And that's a solid lineup, man.
Yeah, it really is.
Shadows of the Empire, it's
fun bits in it though.
6 or 7 out of 10. It's not great, but
it's
enjoyable.
It's got great bits in it.
Amazing.
Yeah, I loved it, man. When I had it.
Hoff's fucking brilliant.
The first level was awesome. Like GameCube,
not so good. Rogue Leader, I'm not as big a fan of that as everyone else is.
I love Rogue Leader.
I got Rogue Leader and I got Wave Race Blue Storm. I was a huge Wave Race fan. I did not like the GameCube version.
Yeah, it wasn't nowhere near as good as the 64 one.
And then my mates got me Monkey Ball, as a birthday present, which I didn't really, which I never would have bought myself, and that game was amazing, and saved that GameCube launch for me, definitely.
Monkey Ball was one of our games of uni. You have like a game at uni that
one and two,
all the house kind of play over 3 years.
Monkey Target. That's all about.
Yeah, Monkey Target. That's it. 5 rounds, nowhere to danger.
Yeah.
But also, Nintendo were sued for the 3D technology in the 3DS and lost. Apparently, one guy who used to work at Sony came up with the tech. But like I said, as soon as the Mario game comes out on the Wii U, everything will be fine for them again.
There is a Mario game.
But it's like, yeah, but a proper one.
Yeah.
Has the world turned on its head when Super Mario Bros. Isn't a proper, and it's all about Galaxy? And Mario?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Exactly. Like,
well, 64 was such a big evolution.
Look at the sales.
You can't pick and choose what's a proper Mario game.
If Nick makes a joke and no one laughs, is it a joke?
Yes.
When are they going to bring out Super Smash Bros?
It will be more details at E3, but not for a while.
The 3DS one first, ain't they?
It's be both. Well, if you're a fan of Borderlands and you've got Borderlands 2 on the PS3, here's a code for the Necromancer class, worth $7.99. TG7M-BNNL-A5LC. That's a code for an extra character in Borderlands 2. Why not tell your friends to listen to this podcast and say things like, they give out stuff on it? They do. They give out stuff on that podcast. Yeah. So that's a code for the Necromancer on the PS3 version of Borderlands 2.
Was that Necromancer?
Yeah. She
Nice.
commands this robot. It's pretty cool. Brapp Store?
Yes.
Are you ready for it?
Oh,
Is he going to do a rap?
no.
That's not what it is.
One day, I think maybe for the 50th.
It's that time again where Kye Connolly lets you know what mobile apps / games you should be buying or checking out. It's Kye. He's playing with apps. It's the Kye Phone Brapp Store.
Yo.
Kye
Phone
Store.
Yo, what's up, shorty?
Blood.
So what have you got?
Door.
What have you got for us today on the Brapp Store?
I've got
Ricka.
a
Drop
game
a beat.
released by Square Enix.
Oh no, I know what I did. Oh fucking hell. I know what you're going to do.
It's called Final Fantasy.
Wait a minute, you're not talking street enough.
All the bravest, yeah.
Dwarves are babies.
Or Final Fantasy 18B.
So what's so bad about this game?
I'm gonna get real with all of you.
Shoot.
I've got beef with Square Enix.
Who doesn't?
They fucked me, Chris.
How much did you spend on this?
I've spent £7 on this game. Most of the money was spent on buying characters. I was drunk.
Oh, you don't do fucking micro on.
I usually don't, but I just got paid and I really like Final Fantasy. They got me. Now, this fucking game.
You're like one of those
When
kids.
you get to the
Mummy,
start, yeah.
I accidentally spent $2,000 on this Final Fantasy 7 app.
Yeah, but you're the reason why everyone's doing these.
Yeah, I know. I hate myself. Honestly. Alright, let me fucking start. This fucking game, yeah. £2.50, and I saw on the screens, yeah, they had bare pictures, 8-bit, 16-bit Final Fantasy characters, 16-bit fucking Cloud, Sephiroth.
So all kinds of Final Fantasy characters.
All the Final Fantasy characters in one game.
Yeah.
16-bit with the music. I was like, this is gonna be fucking brilliant.
Sounds good.
How can this go wrong?
I won't read the reviews. I'll just buy it. I'll just dive straight in.
Yeah. What's the point of having a review section?
Final
Who's got
Fantasy.
time for that?
The Final Fantasy name is a seal of
Final
quality.
Fantasy, yeah, it is. It's been nothing but brilliant games under that banner.
So it's
5 years.
So it's $250. So it's $250, but it's got in-game purchases.
It's got in-game purchases for extra characters, which, alright, this game, fucking awful. It's half Super Mario Bros. 3 fucking world map, half wanking simulator.
Ooh, and you're telling me you don't like it?
I don't need that.
Well, you just made it sound good.
Is it like turn-based combat? Like
No,
traditional
it's
Final
not
Fantasy,
turn-based. It's just swipe. You play the game. Random party members appear. You don't even get to fucking choose who's in your party or what equipment they have. They just fucking appear against the enemy, and then you just rub one side of the screen to get them to fight up and down, up and down.
Let me get this
That's
straight.
the fucking game.
Let me get this straight, fam. Right, if you're like you're taking your crew out there, you can't even pick who's in your crew.
It's just random heads just appearing in your crew. It's like, I'll fight for you, but I don't even know you.
Yeah, but, so
I don't need 4 white mages.
I can kind of understand why you spent £2.50, but then why did you spend another £5?
Because I bought the characters before I played the game. Which I feel was a mistake. I got
That is a mistake, that is.
But and the worst thing about it is you don't even get to choose the characters you buy. It's kind of like
Who do you get with the default?
Oh man, it's like
you get no name characters. It's just the job. If you've played the previous Final Fantasy games and are familiar with the job system, it's all the different job systems.
So you don't get cloud or anything like that?
No, you have to buy. You have to pay for those characters.
Can you like play the game and like earn coins in like 2 months? And then
You
buy?
can't. You can only get half the content, which is fuck all, by buying. The whole game is a fucking scam, and I want to shank someone.
So like when you're buying extra characters, can you choose who you're buying?
No,
Or is
it's
it like a lucky dip?
the lucky dip, and it's like
Really?
you can't get the same character twice. Don't fuck you that hard.
outrageous.
There's some free to play stuff on the mobile. It's just disgusting. And like,
But it's not even free to play. That's the thing. And I've just don't be drunk with in the iPhone.
I imagine that's
in the
Payday.
iTunes. Yeah.
I imagine
Just
that's
don't be drunk on Payday in the
it's
App
the worst
Store.
thing that's happened to gaming. It's the worst thing that's happened to gaming in my view.
It's
Like,
working though. People like Kye.
Yeah.
But the problem I have is that you when you hear these people talking, they always say, yeah, it's making a lot of money, which it is. But they all say that they make 90% of their money off like 20% of the people.
Wales, yeah.
So they're designing games now for the minority instead of the majority. They don't care if like the majority. They don't care if they get like 1 million downloads as long as they
That's
get.
not true.
No, but it is true because they're designing it for the 20%.
You don't design your game for like your whales that spend a lot of money in it. You design the game still for.
Oh, you do design it for as well, don't you? You design it because that's why all these games that you have time limits on them. All the iPhone games that put time limits, so you can play it for like half an hour, and then you got to either pay to play it longer or wait until the next day. You can't say that that's for like.
I don't necessarily think that you design your games all around that though.
In-game purchases aren't inherently evil, but it's the objectiveless games like this Final Fantasy game and certain other games that.
Yeah, but that's the difference between iPhone games. Like on PC, it's happening, but it's happening
Didn't
nowhere
EA
near
say
as
they're
bad
gonna-
as it is on mobile games.
Yeah.
The way they've done it is a lot more hardcore. It's a precedent that's being set where games are suddenly starting to come out full price with microtransactions.
Yeah.
Before it was like, okay, we're going to make it free, and then you can buy. Because let's face it, freemium games are for the people who spend money on them a lot more expensive than normal games.
Yeah.
People spend more than £40 on them.
And they don't realise it. Yeah.
But
and
now
then
these
I hate those
£40 games are coming out with the in-app purchases as well.
Yeah.
It does work in some games, like on Dota or League of Legends. The way they've done that has worked.
Like I said, it can be. Yeah, it's a good business model when used correctly, but like DLC, not every company knows how to use it correctly or deliberately uses it in a bit of a malicious way. To kind of hoodwink people out of their money.
Yeah.
Back to the game and shit. Yeah. What else do you want to talk about?
I just want to fucking just mention how evil fucking Square Enix
Sephiroth is.
Just for abusing Final Fantasy fans like me that still trust them to treat their brand with a bit of respect.
Make
And
the Final Fantasy VII remake, then you'll make loads of money.
I played 3 on the NES in Japanese for like 10 minutes. Thought this shit ain't for me.
Oh no, the NES ones do
in
not
Japanese?
hold
In
up.
Japanese, yeah.
Yeah,
weird,
in
that,
Japanese.
Thought this shit ain't for me, man.
Don't
Dull. Turn-based RPGs dull.
I know.
Sorry.
I got
Keep
bored of Ni no Kuni.
Like even
Finished
Ni
that,
no
right?
Kuni.
Yeah,
I got bored of it. I got bored of
I
it.
was really excited about that because I was like, oh, maybe
Everyone
turn-based,
was.
a kind of turn-based like hybrid.
Yeah.
Oh, the combat's
And I was like,
weak.
Yeah.
That game.
I got
But
bored.
the reviews are amazing.
Get a Tales of game if you want good. Anyway, back. I
Office.
read
What's this rating on
I
your
read
iPhone?
the reviews afterwards, and I felt like even more of a prick for not reading before the game because pretty much every single review states
Don't buy game,
If you're
don't
a
buy
fan
game.
of Final Fantasy, don't fucking buy this game.
Or just don't buy the game full stop.
Yeah.
/ period.
Yeah.
Alright, Kye, so like we're looking for a verdict here, yeah?
Right.
We need a verdict.
Right.
Is this game crap or is it Brapp?
It's crap. If you see any motherfucker playing this game, take their phone out of their hands, throw it on the ground, and take a shit on it, and tell them you're a prick.
Yeah.
Delete this.
That'll make them feel better after the money they've wasted in the game. I mean, that'll be the icing
Yeah,
on
no,
the cake
that's
for them.
that's the slap to the face they need. In their
Is it on Android or is it only on iPhone?
iOS?
iOS?
I think it's only on iOS.
Are you going to try it out then? I've got
mean,
to try out this game. I've got to see if it's that bad. I'll have to make some in-game purchases as well, just to see if it's that
To
bad.
see if it's that point.
Don't play it.
Hate it.
it's always a pleasure to revisit the Brapp Store. So thanks for subjecting yourself to that.
Does RGF like reimburse Kye for his Brapp Store purchases?
It's time for the hot topic, and that is SimShitty. Has anyone been playing it? I imagine, Mark, you probably have, right?
I have, yeah.
How did it work for you?
Yeah, I had the queuing issue, which is
What's
ridiculous.
the queuing issue?
Well, I tried to boot the game up and I had to wait 20 minutes to play Sim fucking City.
So the problem is that just like Diablo 3, it's DRM
Enabled.
which is like
And like-
which for those of you who don't know is anti-piracy measures. You always have to be online to play this game.
Okay, so here's my view. Diablo, I can understand Diablo being online DRM because actually no, maybe not. My problem is that I prefer playing multiplayer games. I prefer the connectivity. I like the connectivity of SimCity. It's cool. I only play Diablo with my mates. I don't play it online. I like playing multiplayer games, but so for me, I can understand the online DRM because I probably wouldn't play it if I was offline. But there are a lot of people that SimCity, and quite rightly, is a single player game.
It's an offline game.
Of course.
And Diablo is an offline game. So the fact that they should have the option, like Torchlight does, and all this stuff about we can't do that. Torchlight does have the option. The thing that pisses me off most is that they've come out and lied constantly. Has anyone else played it?
No.
SimCity, I haven't played the new
I've
one.
heard good
No.
things about it.
No.
So you have to be online to play this game, and when the game came out, the servers crashed. A lot of people, apparently it was better in this country, but in America, people could not play the game.
For a couple of days.
Kye-
That's not the only issue though.
Yeah, of course not. But Kye and I have spoken about this before when he said, do you know that you need to be online to play any Rock Band DLC? And
This blew me away.
it's like...
It's
That's
not all of
obvious,
them.
though.
It's just like half the songs.
It's only half because I thought it would be all.
I don't understand why. Because I've
but
bought
why?
it
You bought
I've bought and downloaded it on my hard drive.
You bought it. Exactly. It's on your hard drive. You know...
Isn't it the same with the Street Fighter stuff, like Street Fighter character costumes
Probably,
and shit
but
like that?
but it doesn't make it right. I mean, the fact that...
No, yeah, definitely.
I mean, internet can still go down. I mean, these companies going, disk driveless. We're not ready yet. There's loads of places, not only in America, without really decent internet, but around the world who don't have really decent internet. It's too early for this always online style of DRM, and you shouldn't. And then you can't play SimCity on your laptop, on a train, on the tube, or whatever. You know, it's stupid. I hate it.
It's because, let's not beat around the bush, they've done it because of DRM.
Yeah,
they
of course.
All this stuff about, we did it because, the server takes loads of computational stuff is obviously bollocks.
Maxis boss Lucy Bradshaw said that, it needs to be online because all of the computing, all of the real-time stuff is done online. And then someone who used to work for Maxis but doesn't anymore, like an employee, just kind of revealed that it doesn't need to be online to function at all. All of the computing is done locally. So
And then someone hacked it.
So
and
yeah,
proved that.
yeah. So you're right, Mark. It's purely for anti-piracy. And companies like, I wouldn't vote EA the worst company out there. Like they won last year.
They do have a bad rep. Yeah.
But it's when they're dishonest about this kind of stuff.
Bad
Just be
rap,
up front.
sorry. Yeah.
Why can't you just be up front?
They've had a bad few months. I mean, because they were, they always used to be the worst, and then they were getting better, mainly because Activision were taking their. But then with
taking the crown of being the
this
biggest
stuff,
pricks.
with the guy that came out and said all their games are going to be microtransaction, that caused a massive shitstorm. Their PR department is just shit. But the problem with SimCity was that wasn't just the only problem with the launch. And as a PC gamer who plays MMOs, it happens all the time. Is people weren't able to play for 2 hours because their servers got smashed, and they said, we didn't expect this many players. And I'm shitting you not. The amount of times I hear that from
we didn't
developers
think people would
publishers.
want to play this online. They did a beta so they could quote unquote stress test the servers.
There's quotes of them saying, people went to them, like Diablo had this problem. You've gone always online DRM. Diablo has this problem. You crash the servers and people can play it for 2 days and they go, we've learned from that. We've done betas. We're in a really good position. EA are getting us servers, like blah, blah, blah. And then exactly the same thing happened.
EA themselves as well had this problem with Old Republic.
Yeah.
And they didn't learn.
Every MMO has this problem, and it's bullshit. They basically, I don't really. Either they just don't want to spend money on
It
servers.
seems like
they
want to underspend.
There are problems that occur when you introduce millions of live players that you're not going to get.
Yeah, but this has been going on for 10 years now. We've had MMOs where people all join in the game, and they did a launch, and it's not like they did the world. They did America first. I mean, I know America's by far the biggest, but you think a company as big as EA. The amount of with Star Wars exactly with what they've had with Star Wars: The Old Republic, they would have learned from
like,
it.
To me, the big issue isn't the problems with the server load and things like that. It's the always online thing, because as you said, SimCity isn't
too soon.
It's not an online game, you know. Most people who play SimCity will play it offline.
I completely agree that there needs to be an option.
thought.
I really liked.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I wasn't a massive SimCity fan before. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't play it. But I do like this multiplayer. As I said, it's a really good idea, but it shouldn't be the only idea. I mean, it shouldn't be the only way. They shouldn't be forcing you into it, which they are. Keep on going. They keep on going. Oh, you know, most people want to play with other people. Well, that's only because most people have to play with other people. There's no there's no option.
Yeah, I mean, I love that we're all connected online with our consoles now and everything. It really has changed everything. But sometimes you do want to play a game by yourself. I enjoy games where I've got a sense of isolation, and notifications popping up on my console does detract from that somewhat. So yeah, I think a lot of people want to play games by themselves still. Some people don't play multiplayer games at all. So yeah, I mean, and this was brought up on the IGN UK podcast. I'm just bringing it up because I think you guys would be interested in it. But back in the day, I mean, I'm sure everybody liked to make a city and then for a laugh, make all the natural disasters appear at one time and then reload your save. But now the save's automatically uploaded to the cloud, so you can't do that anymore. I mean, wonders of the technological age or blunders.
That's annoying. It's all about destroying your town.
Exactly.
The issue I also have is modding, ruins modding, having online, always online games. And modding's one of the best things there is.
That's what makes PC gaming
and this is what
better than consoles.
This online thing, like you just said, and Windows 8, as they seem to be wanting to get away from, which is one of the massive perks about playing anything on the PC.
It's a big mistake, and that's what Steam are doing really well. They're getting away from that. They're trying to open it up as much as possible.
Yeah.
And that's where you need to go. That's where you need to go. Microsoft are making a stupid decision with this Windows 8.
Yeah.
Closing it off as much as possible, funneling it through a store.
So how does Steam's DRM work? How do they do it? Because why do Origin need to do this, or why do certain games on Origin?
I mean, Steam, you don't have to be online. Steam. You have to set it to offline mode, and then you can run your games offline.
So why? So,
I mean, Origin's the same. I think you can run Origin offline. It's just SimCity you can't.
SimCity you can't.
They wanted to make it.
Apparently, it's got a 20-minute cut-off point.
And that's the proof that proves that you don't need to be online to play the game. You can play 20 minutes offline before you get booted.
Well, the guy broke it.
Well, it depends when the server calls.
Yeah,
hacked it.
Yeah, Mark, like you and Nick said, hacker UKAZZER has published a video to YouTube via Reddit that shows you how to hack that, and he's also fixed other things that people are annoyed about, including the fact you can. Apparently, editing highways is really restrictive, and apparently the size of your city is really restricted.
Yeah, it's tiny.
And some people are saying that EA have sort of teased that in the future you'll be able to expand your cities. Read in between the lines, it'll be DLC.
Yeah, it's silly how small that is, because all your cities, I played with a friend and I can't connect with them because I don't have a road, and you can't build outside your square. When they obviously in the future going to go, oh look, you can build everywhere.
To me, the big issue here for me is that this shouldn't be a stuff for a SimCity game. I've got no problem with always online if it's a persistent online world.
It's too soon though to have always online for games though, because we're not ready yet.
If it's a persistent online world, something like that, then it's always online. That's fair enough. But in a game like SimCity, where we like to sit down on a Sunday afternoon and play by yourself offline.
Specific.
You want to have an offline mode. The whole kind of problems with the launch isn't a big deal for me. Games have problems at launch.
Yeah.
It's not unheard of. It's fair enough. They've got problems.
They also
I think it's the line that's the most fucked up thing about it.
Yeah, exactly. When companies are dishonest,
and they're getting in trouble because people are starting to realise there's loads of funny videos on YouTube about how bad the AI and pathfinding is.
Yeah, apparently you get traffic jams all the time.
Yeah, so if this, all the computation, it was so powerful, we had to do it on the server. It's I could have done that. It's
in my sleep.
Route.
Dallamore could have done that in his sleep.
I heard this one thing apparently that people in the citizens in game, when they finish their job wherever they are, instead of going to their home, they'll go to the nearest empty home.
Yeah. And then in the morning they go to the nearest empty job, and so they're doing a different job and a different home every day. And they were saying you can follow your sim throughout the entire day. No, you can't. You can follow it for a day, and then you got to just pretend that didn't happen. Well, just look at another sim.
John Riccatello is stepping down as CEO of EA, and apparently the SimCity has got a lot to do with that. have offered like several apology games for the people who bought SimCity.
Downloaded mine today.
What did you choose?
Well, I chose, even though I've got it on the Xbox, I got Mass Effect 3 again.
Well, yeah, the choices included AAA games like Battlefield 3
Got
and
it.
Mass Effect 3, but also one of the choices was like Plants vs Zombies.
And SimCity 4.
What fucking idiot
Plants vs
would go?
Zombies
"Oh,
probably
I've been
better than most of the games in that.
But
list.
they
In terms
offered
of
SimCity.
quality, not price.
They
Yeah, but in
offered
terms
the
of-
previous SimCity, the offline DRM SimCity.
Yeah.
That's what everyone's going on about. As one of their free games.
You want
irony.
offline SimCity? You fucking go.
You want to play offline? Fucking have this. Piss off.
Still, though, I mean, Plants vs Zombies is what 69p on the App Store.
Yeah.
And Mass Effect 3 is a full big
Plants
old
vs
game.
Zombies much better than Mass Effect 3 though.
Yeah.
So I take
it?
Plants vs
Well,
Zombies.
Yeah, it is.
But I mean,
Can you compare the two? I was literally
Yes,
talking
you
about.
can.
in terms
You
of-
compare them in the sense of which one's better.
I was talking about price. So surely it's time to go back to like the Amiga style of DRM sort of anti-piracy thing. What is the third word in line 42, paragraph 3, page 48 of the Wing Commander manual?
the wheel.
Yeah, I was going to
letter
say,
wheel.
or the Zool colour wheel. I mean,
Yeah,
can't we
yeah,
just go back to that?
I love that.
Oh no, people will just scan them and put them online, won't they?
Yeah.
Always online DRM is clearly not going to go away, even though it's not working right now. They're still stubbornly sticking with it. But I mean, what do you think the best method of
maybe-
anti-piracy is?
The uproar of this.
just make a good game. Like a good game.
People will still.
That's not the
pirate it,
issue.
man. That's not the issue.
No,
is it?
but I mean, what's
I've heard it's not the
Every-
best SimCity when you get into
but,
it, but the
you
fact
know,
is people can't get into
At
it.
the end of the day, if anything's popular enough, it will be bootlegged, it will be stolen, it will be copied.
Yeah,
It's-
I know, but if you were tasked with anti-piracy, I mean, how would you do it?
Death
What's the
penalties.
best way of doing it?
Death penalties.
Death penalties.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
What if you accrued offline time as you're playing online?
What?
If you accrued offline time.
Oh, right.
as you're
So
playing
if you go online for
That's
a day,
that's a really good idea.
yeah.
well, no. What if people
Kind
don't
of.
like multiplayer? Some people just
Well, no,
don't
you,
want to
you,
play
you can play single player
Just be online.
online.
Yeah,
but
just be online.
You've got to be connected, and then you build up your offline time whilst you're connected.
It's
So-
almost the same though. It's just
Well, it
one
proves
step
that you've
down,
got a legit copy, but you can still play it offline.
I just don't understand why you can't just.
You could start with 20 hours of offline time when you buy the game, so it's not like you have to play to build it up. But you have to play online at some points to keep your.
Well, there's easy ways of doing it on consoles, like they're going to do, but then it's going to ruin the trading, isn't it? And people don't want that.
It's not even the trade I'm worried about. The thing I love about consoles is like if I go to my friend's house and I bring over a game I've just bought, we can play some 2-player, or I'll show them, or vice versa, bring it over. If you say, oh, that game looks really good, can I borrow it? That is one of the real social experiences.
You
want to
be able to do that.
Borrowing games.
Borrowing games, or coming, just
That's-
bring that game.
That's gone
over.
though, man. I don't
No,
even
it
think.
hasn't.
For us, it's gone, man.
it's
Not for kids, it hasn't. I think it's a difficult question, man, because we're all hitting this from the perspective of gamers, and we don't like anything interfering with how we've played games. But
We're honest gamers as well.
in terms of developers, though, man, it's hard to keep a studio going.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
you
Look
need
at
to make money.
all the closures over the last
Exactly. You want.
I think it's going to be. I really think it's going to be a phase like all the others. Like people are going to get pissed off with freemium shit games, and it's going to go. Developers going to come out. Trust me, in like 2-3 years, developers are going to start coming out going, "We're not going this freemium route. We're going to give you everything."
They're
from
not,
the beginning."
man.
I don't
It's
think
all
that's gonna
based off
happen, man.
Farmville, which makes a shit ton of money.
If
No,
it
no,
makes
it doesn't.
money,
Of
they'll
course
do
it
What's
does.
the opposite to freemium? Paying for games again. People want play free game.
People want play free games.
People want to play free game, innit?
Is there anything else to talk about on this subject?
We could talk about this all night, man.
Like Ready Game Fire's own Annie O'Brien, who incidentally is shit at Mario Kart. I just say that now to try and entice her back onto the podcast to defend herself.
She's certainly no 1997
Did she beat you?
time trial champion.
Huh?
Should be at
No.
Did she beat your perfect dark? Oh no, sorry, that was me.
You got a couple of matches off me. I got a couple of matches off you.
I don't remember.
So it was a tie.
I remember a night of being undefeated. That's what I remember.
Well, you don't remember that game that I beat you in then?
Well, you got me in one.
Oh,
So you did one. Out of many.
Oh, so you weren't undefeated. Oh, because you just said.
I might have been undefeated, but I know there was definitely more victories than defeat.
Are you still live in a house of lies then?
I still living in a fucking quarry of defeat.
Anytime you want to go on Perfect Dark, we'll go, mate. We'll fucking go right now. Do you want to go now?
Pause the recording.
Just finish the recording.
She's getting on the Mac, and thank fuck, because obviously she would have got it on PC straight away and would be one of these people not having such a good time. So hopefully by the time it comes out on Mac,
It's fine now. They've fixed it all now, but it's still going to be DRM.
Yeah.
It's still going to be online DRM.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
it comes out.
It's good that the worst is behind.
Although actually all the shit AI and all that they haven't fixed, but
yeah, exactly. Well, I think it's too early for online DRM because I don't think the internet globally is ready for it yet.
Depends what game it is.
It does depend on what game it is, but like I'm saying, I don't think the internet isn't at that level globally where online DRM is like a viable option, and I can't believe that we're already seeing it, to be honest.
I mean, I think when they start putting Wi-Fi in like everywhere, like trains have Wi-Fi,
Yeah, exactly.
airports
Just
have Wi-Fi
everywhere.
stations,
Just free
which
Wi-Fi everywhere.
I'm surprised
yeah.
it hasn't happened yet. Why is that still not?
It's going to happen soon.
But
Well,
Money, innit? There's none left.
anyone else got?
There's
Most other
no
people
money
have
left.
I think DRM is here to stay. I think it's a necessary thing for developers, to but like the level of DRM and what kind of DRM you do, that's the question.
Exactly, of course. Of course, I don't hate developers for trying to stop people from pirating their games. I encourage them to try and stop people from pirating their games, but this is not the This is not the way to do it at this point in time.
Maybe a good solution is similar to what you said about accruing time. Maybe if you've clocked 48 online hours for whatever PC you've been using, maybe you should make it unlock. So yeah, after
48
maybe not
hours.
48, 20, whatever. It depends on what game it is.
However many you want.
Yeah, because if it's an MMO, 48 hours is not long. Even though MMO will always be online anyway, so redundant point.
4 hours, 2
But
hours.
4 hours, 2 hours, 10 hours. But either way, after a certain amount of time, it then becomes they recognise, right, you're a legit customer. You've paid for this. Now you can play it offline, online, do what you
But
want.
that'll easily be hacked. That's the problem. Like, there's all these ideas, but they'll just be hacked.
Okay, cool. So that's that. SimCity. Oh, thanks for letting us down. Well, it's a shame that everyone was looking forward to it.
It's
and
the
it was
line
such
that pissed me off the most, I think.
It's the
Obvious
lies.
line.
It is the lies that
It's
hurt
the
the most.
PR
Mark,
line,
you're
yeah.
right.
We've got a new feature for you now in which Dan Simpson reads a video game related poem / in the spoken word genre. He's overcome adversity to become one of the pros and is a real Sonnet the Hedgehog. Sonnet, that was there. Yeah. He's given me a short bio, so I'm just going to read this out. Dan Simpson is a spoken word poet and compare poetry projects and events organizer, workshop facilitator and writer. His poetry deals with love and literature, science and stars, people and Pac-Man, all that good geeky stuff. He's the current Canterbury laureate and host of the Word House in London. He creates pioneering work and crowdsourced and outdoor poetry and has performed for the BBC, and his work has also featured on the London Underground. Here's Dan Simpson with loaded verse.
There are 4 ghosts in Pac-Man. A red one, a pink one, a blue one, and an orange one. I have a lot of sympathy for the orange ghost in Pac-Man. Their names in Japanese are Akeibai, Pinkai, Ayasuke, and Gazuta. Translated, that means red guy, pink guy, blue guy, and slow guy. Slow guy, slow orange ghost. Their characteristics in Japanese are Oikake, Mashibusi, Kimagure, and Otoboke. Translated, that means chaser, ambusher, fickle, and stupid. Stupid, slow orange ghost. Other names they've been given are urchin, romp, stylist, and crybaby. Crybaby, stupid, slow crybaby orange ghost. In America, they're called Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde. Clyde, stupid, slow, crybaby orange ghost who's not allowed to fit in with the other ghosts with a name that rhymes. Because you are rubbish, orange ghost. You were never good enough for your father, were you? You always failed to get A grades in school and you never learnt to play guitar, like you said you would. You were the black sheep of the family, even though you're orange. And now you're stuck in a dead-end job, pursuing a string of loveless relationships and paying for a mortgage on a house that you don't even like. But don't be blue. Because you can't be blue, can you, orange ghost? For one day you will show them, orange ghost. You will break out of your shell like a little orange duckling. You will grow into a beautiful orange swan, stretch your hopes as far as your wingspan, and take to the skies. Achieve flight on an airstream made of more than inert gas. An airstream made of fulfilled ambition and your own power. And if you don't, Orange Ghost, then I will always be there for you. And that's a pact, man.
Well, I think we can all agree he really raised the stanza with that one. Like standard.
I thought it was.
I think you're barred for that joke.
I've got more. www.dansimpsonpoet.co.uk and at Dan Simpson Poet on Twitter if you want to get in touch with him. He's got an Edinburgh Fringe show. We are all Orange Ghosts, all about happiness, self-acceptance, and the Orange Ghost from Pac-Man. Currently scratching and previewing in London, then 3rd to the 18th of August, 2:45 p.m, Fiddler's Elbow, Edinburgh. There'll be more PlayStation incantations and Xbox lexicon from Dan next time. Thanks very much for listening to episode 45 of the Ready Game Fire podcast. Remember, get us on our email address, contact@readygamefire.co.uk, Twitter, Facebook, utnsn.com, on YouTube, and please rate and review us on iTunes. Goodbye from me, Chris Fox. Bye! Goodbye from Mark Dallamore.
Goodbye. It's been a privilege.
Goodbye from Kye Connolly.
Bye.
And goodbye from Nick Deering.
Bye.
See you later.